Hi friends. I've stolen a little time to do some swatching with friends. This is all from NekoKitty Loves Fountain Pens. I've mentioned that channel before. Still recommend you check it out. Delightful. And not just because she sent me this stuff. I thought that before. Let me get the cards ready. So what do I use to swatch? I have coloring cards. She also sent me these, so I'm going to swatch on these. These are more of the wearing goal cards. I have the cat ones. These have nature shapes. I will use this automatic pen. And for the, I got hair falling out. This zebra, I think, G-nib. And a glass dip pen. The light, by the way, there's sun and there are many clouds. So I think the light is going to be very mercurial. And, oh, gotta grab my Hobonichi one more. It's getting deliciously chunky. I'm going to go back in time, though. Yeah. We have... we'll do this. December 2024. 'Cause I said so. I also have my Inca pets. A cute little dog and a little penguin. And, oh, a cheap paintbrush, some jars of water. I have a lighter. Hopefully I'll just do this once. And then I won't need to. Okay. Sometimes you clean paintbrushes and then they're like, yay, I'm clean, and then they're not clean. So let's get started. We'll just go top to bottom. I don't know what order they're in. They're in the order they're in. I have been looking forward to this since they arrived, which was like, this is basically at the start of 30 inks. This was my treat. I was going to say for getting through 30 inks, which is sort of true. Not that it's something I really have to get through, so to speak, but it is. I have to turn off, I don't have to, I choose to turn off photo backup during 30 so that I don't have my phone backing up to YouTube as I'm trying to upload, excuse me, backing up to the cloud as I'm trying to upload to YouTube, because that just is awful. But Zoom, you know. Anyway, so this is Diamine Gibson Les Paul guitar Pelham Blue. I'm just going to call it Pelham Blue, okay? Pelham Blue. I'm glad we all agree on that. The one thing my real treat, and I mentioned this in the comments, is that I left one of my pens as like, I get to ink this up when 30 inks is, when I finish cleaning all my 30 inks pens, when they're all out of ink, I get to ink this pen. And that's my Visconti Kaleido. Oops. Blue. These are all shades of blue too, so I think maybe there's a purple in here. Anyway. We got Diamine, Les Gibson. Right. Neko on here. Okay. One more place. On the Hobonichi page. We'll start with this next time. Here. There. Delightful, delightful. Let's finish this. Does this remind me of one I have? I like it because it's just that little bit green, like a phthalo blue. My beloved phthalo blue. I'm gonna make a swatch card of my beloved phthalo blue. That's what I'm gonna do. Make a swatch card of the blue paints, watercolors that I have that I love. Not right now though, probably. I feel like I'm forgetting things, and I think it's because I have such a like ritual for what I do for 30 inks. But this feels like this can't be all there is to it, can it? Maybe this is a little bit more like my Prussian blue. Okay, that has to happen. Let's just make that happen right now, okay? Maybe we'll pause and I'll make them and come back. Because it's dependent upon, oh, no, I see it. Okay, we interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast. Do I actually have, you know, Maria, you really could have written the names on here. You really could have written the names on here. Oh gosh, it's you. I love you. I just cleaned my brush in the wrong water. Well, we're gonna have to go get some more water in a moment. That's fine. More water than that. At least they're all blue. Go back here, okay? You sit there. That doesn't look as blue as that. So I'm wondering, one of these is indigo and one of them is Payne's Gray. I helpfully did not label them. But have this, which I thought would help, but actually I don't know that it will. I think this is indigo. But then that is definitely, oh, that must be ultramarine. Did I buy an ultramarine? Maybe I just won't do those. I'm mostly interested in the phthalo blue and the Prussian blue anyway. Let's move on from our excursion. And I'll have to get some clean water. Okay, I did another little coat because they weren't looking that different. But they are. That can go away. Now, I have clean water. We did this stuff for Pelham Blue, which is closer to Prussian. You go over there. And we have Sailor Manyo Yomogi. And then next up on deck, we'll get Birmingham Pen Ohio River. I have the cards, hello. Where's the end of this little friend? It's the wrong end. NekoKitty made these childproof. I'm gonna Hulk it. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna Hulk it, and then there's gonna be stuff everywhere. So, should we talk about what's going on? I decided I gotta do like a weekly or monthly, like chatty, what's going on with my life. Because I would like that. What frequency would you like? Let me know. The frequency could be never. You could say that you don't like it. I'm probably will still do it anyway, and you just skip it. But I still would want to know if you don't want to see it. If none of you want to see it, well, let's come back to that. It's out of the way of the lid. Okay, so this is Sailor Manyo wait, is it Yomogi? Yeah, Yomogi. Where did those other cards? They're here. Okay. Yes, I love the sun, like continually changing. Yomogi. I said we were going to do the Hobonichi first, but we didn't. Oh. This one is lovely. I mean, they all are. I'm going to keep saying that. I'd apologize if I felt too bad about it, but clearly I don't. Clearly I don't feel too bad. how can I with these livings? Anyway, catch-up videos. I have been not sewing, and I think in part it's because everything over here has been kind of a mess. But I don't know, maybe nothing is captivating me. I really want to finish some projects. I also really want to clean this paper off. I think that might have been a poor choice. It's fine. Yeah, I want to finish some projects that one of them involves buying something, not much, like $2 or $3 worth of supplies. Okay, $10 worth of supplies. I'd like to get that done. So currently thinking I might be able to go get those this week, and it's to finish a quilt. I have to do the quilting on it. And I'll be glad to have that done. What I'm thinking is the last bit I'll do by hand, because in some ways it's easier to do it by hand than wrestle it on my machine. But then there's a part of me that's like, that's silly. It would be so much faster if you just did it on the machine. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there. You know? Gosh, this is lovely. I'm gonna compare to some of the ones I have. They're gonna be all different for me because of how I view blues, and they're my love. But we'll still make the comparison. Oh, what did we say? We said the Hobonichi first. Look at me remembering. So this is Birmingham Pens, Ohio River. You know these get smaller as they go down, don't they? Maybe they don't. Maybe this is a fool's errand. Maybe, Maria? I had my X-Acto over here, but there we go. Ohio River. But I moved it. Birmingham Pen. Don't clean it off. You're gonna need it. What's funny is it was gray, 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 and then I was getting a picture of my 30 pinks spread, and right as I pulled it out to take a picture of it, the sun came out. It felt like, you get it. This needs sun. Because one of them is shimmery. Okay. Here are these now. I feel like I'm just forgetting everything, including how to talk. Well, my phone stopped recording because we got an alert. I don't know how much it will have captured. I was in the middle of saying something. I don't remember what. I'm fine. The alert was not about like a disaster, like natural disaster, like an abduction or something, which is a different kind of horrible disaster. Oh, I was gonna say, so my partner's birthday is approaching, and last year he bought himself something I had bought him literally a day before his birthday. And I was like, you're a jerk. I didn't say that, but I was like, bro, you're not supposed to buy yourself things when it's going to be your birthday. I forgot to write Neko. But I had this thing that I thought of getting him months ago. And I was like, yeah, this will be great. This will be great. I had it in my cart to purchase. Just looking at it. Friends, they raised it in price like $60. Dang it. That's not fair. That's not fair. So now I don't know. I did buy some other things because they were on sale. And here, we'll do this. And I don't want them to go off sale. We'll see. Maybe I'll be like him and decide I can't wait to gift it and give it to him early. Because seriously, that's him. That's what he does. He's like, I got you something for your birthday. And I'm like, okay. And it will be days before my birthday. And he's like, here. Okay. Thanks, honey. What kind of gift giver are you? Are you that style where you just like literally can't wait? Or are you like hiding things away somewhere, delighting in the fact that they don't even know, and that sometime later you will give it to them? Curious, because I feel like probably one or the other. I think it's probably not a both. It's just a guess. We've got this is Verde Mediterraneo. I probably said that exactly correctly. Probably did not. Mediterranean green. We did it. We got through it. I was concerned I wouldn't make it. This is by Scribo. They're Italian. I'm doing these first. The idea of doing the Hobonichi first just isn't working for me. Obviously. Is it a Mediterraneo? It's a little bit squished in there. Hey, it's a long word. my callus on my writer's bump. I bet kids these days don't really get writer's bumps. But like when I was a kid, lots of us did. How about y'all? I think that's caused by like death grip on pen, but I'm not sure. Man, I just cleaned my desk and now there's stuff on it again. Oh well, I'll clean it again. It was fun as I like sprayed the cleaning liquid on it onto what looked like a mostly clean table. There were definitely streaks of color revealing themselves. This reminds me of California teal, maybe, which still irritates me because it's not teal, it's green. And California would know that, given that one of our hockey teams has the color teal. You're not fooling anyone, Monteverde. Oh, beautiful. Look, here's what's happening. Okay, you go over there. We're going to write that on both of these. Are we short a card? Did I miscount? I think I miscounted. I think we had an off by one error. Okay, now we have Nagasawa Kobe, number 26, Wada Misaki Blue. Oh, look, stuck together. This looks like definitely a blue, not a tealy blue. Also, I will call this Kobe. Wada Misaki Blue. It's going to be a long one to write. Again, back to back, no break from Maria. Okay, so this is number 26. Got there. Can you hear it tearing into this paper? This paper's awful. I'm definitely not buying any more of them. I'm disappointed. I'm not mad, just disappointed. Oh, this is blue. This reminds me of, I want to say it reminds me of Lamy turquoise, but that is a little greener, but it's like that sort of feeling. Okay. You know what? I want to make marshmallows today. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Probably just vanilla, though I am tempted to make a flavor like masala chai or cinnamon or something. But probably just vanilla. Okay. We got 2 more. Right, Echo. Pick 2 of these. And we have the Wet Pen Deception Pass. Which, if I recall, is one that goes down blue but dries more green. And Mont Blanc, great characters, Enzo Ferrari, purple. I love how we're all careful to say Mont Blanc, but it's German company. Do they call it that in Germany? I would think like no. Okay, let's go. Let's do Deception Pass. Do this. Uh-oh. I think that got fuzz or plastic on it. Yeah, it had a little piece of plastic. In case anyone was worried that it was, you know, something fungal. It's not. But this has allowed you to watch the color change. Oops. Well. This is acting incredibly lubricated. I'm going to pick up some of this extra ink so it doesn't take forever to dry. I also have to think of what I want to do for food later today. A daily struggle. Daily struggle. I have to buy ingredients for Friday. Making a bunch of stuff. Making arepas, brigadeiros, horchata. I don't know what else yet. Maybe just that. That's a lot. What I don't know is if I should do the brigadeiros ahead of the event. And I think maybe not, because I think the tough part of them is going to be the cooking part. Yeah, this ink is incredibly lubricated by what I can tell, or certainly it flows like it. Put a little more here. Can you hear those helicopters out there? That's for the alert we got, I bet. You love how it changes color? It's exciting. And then we have purple. We'll call this Enzo Ferrari purple, I guess. It's 2 R's and then 1 R, right? Where do we put that? 2 R's and then 1 R. My gosh, I don't know if you can hear me getting messages. My computer back there. I checked. They're not really for me. They're all groups that I'm in. And it's wild. This strikes me as kind of a plummy color. We'll see how it dries down. I should just mute it. Yeah, like a blackberry juice. Did Enzo Ferrari wear purple? I bet he looked amazing. I watched that. There was some kind of movie about it, right? Who was in it? Matt Damon? I don't know. So it's like based on this real life. And that one guy and he didn't really look like himself. He was in it. You know, that guy. Love me. I was like, oh, I'm done. And then I realized not quite. So I'm going to see if these are similar to any of the bottles I own. I'm not going to go through all of my swatches ever. It's interesting because this is like pinky purple sometimes. Are you here? Yeah. Deception Pass, I know I don't have anything like. The closest would be probably Elliott Bay. And they, to me, seemed like the inverse of one another. So where Deception Pass goes down blue and turns green, Elliott Bay goes down green and turns blue. Oh, you know what? Where'd they go? This will be easier. So they're related, but not color accurate, especially with the sun hiding at this very moment. Then we have, let's see, the Mont Blanc. I thought it was going to remind me of blackberry. A little bit like kiwis. Gold sheen violet without the sheen. Not far from Western Trillium, that blackberry. Yeah. It could be friends with Poussière de Lune. Not totally dry, obviously. We'll pull out this Watamasaki blue. And here's where I said it kind of reminded me of Lamy turquoise, but more similar to Havasu turquoise, KWZ turquoise, or Sailor Michigan. Diamine Lust, no. And yeah, beautiful. Then we have these three, which are kind of like a scale, you know. This I was gonna say Dokdo, but it's bluer than Dokdo. I don't think any of these are quite the same. Like these two are friends, but this is bluer. These are grayer, darker. Yeah. Oh, exciting. Man, talk about it. I was thinking maybe I need to just move all of my blues out of here, which would then leave 5 cards, more or less. And then Pelham Blue, we just looked, oops, maybe the closest is something like Tsukio. No. Yeah. But I don't need any more inks, everyone. I don't need any more inks. So this has been wonderful, delightful. Truly a great way to take a little bit of a break in my day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and a huge, 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 huge thank you to NekoKitty Loves Fountain Pens. Again, I'll link to the channel. You should really check it out. It's really lovely videos, very calming. And maybe that's all. Hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.